All right, guys, welcome to Crime and Culture. So, on this channel, I try to connect the crime and talk about how it impacts the culture. And in this case, we're going to be looking at Letitia James. First off, the crime. The crime is how the media covers up for not only her, but a lot of Democrat politicians. They get covered from the media. Now, I know you think I'm being hyperbolic and you think that, there's no way that the media can be unfair to the right because after all, this is what they do and they take a completely balanced approach to things. Well, I want to show you guys in this video, we got to talk about Letitia James. Just to give you some context, Letitia James is the New York DA who sued Trump for basically $500 million and won. And it was all on the idea that Trump committed mortgage fraud, that he inflated the numbers, that he cheated his investors because he overinflated the value of his properties, therefore giving him more favorable loans. The ironic thing is, since Trump's been back in office, DOJ's done a little investigation, and now we see that it's in fact Letitia James who stands accused of mortgage fraud. Ironically, the very same things that she accused Trump of. So this story couldn't be more ironic. So we're going to take a look at a couple of different settings. One is a speech she gave to Al Sharpton's network, and the other one is an interview that she gave to Chris Hayes on MSNBC. And then you can see in both environments, this woman who stands accused of doing the exact same thing that she charged Donald Trump with is given awesome coverage by the media. I mean, they go to bat for this woman like you would never have seen. And they must have all met behind some closed door and decided that the buzzword is going to be baseless. And I notice whenever a politician wants to not really confirm something or deny something, they'll go with that term baseless. Because, hey, if it's baseless, doesn't mean it's not true. It just means that the reason that they're going after me isn't justified. And so she's really hiding behind this word, and the media is all too happy to let her hide behind this word baseless, which to me is a big red flag and all but says that this woman has something to do with what she's being accused of. Whether she gets what's coming to her, hey, in her own words, no one is above the law. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to play you some of this footage, and then we're going to discuss it as we go, because I think it's really interesting how the media will just shield for these politicians. And at the same time, what they don't realize is that hurts the culture at large. We're supposed to be holding the politicians accountable. But when the media shills for politicians like this, it doesn't do anybody any favors. So let's check this out, guys. You're going to love this. And by the way, I want to thank you guys for the comments and feedback on the last video. Really appreciate it. I'm coming to see I got a really smart audience. So please keep your feedback coming. And please help us grow the channel. All right, so here she is amongst friends.
I've got to rush back to the office because you know that there's nothing more close to my heart than a lawsuit. And so you tell Donald Trump the lawsuit's coming. It's just a matter of hours. It's coming.
Now, mind you, this was after she knew the DOJ was coming after her. She decided she was going to go ahead and try to circumvent that by filing a lawsuit on him, this long shot lawsuit having to do with tariffs in New York. But this was her way of throwing a smokescreen over the accusations that were being hurled against her. And of course, the media playing right into it.
We were founded as a nation of laws where each and every citizen would be protected by the law, but also would be subject to it. And that includes the President of the United States.
And it also includes Letitia James.
The Constitution laid out clear guidelines on how to run our government, on how to protect our most basic rights, and on how to ensure against tyranny.
A few moments later.
Okay, now this is her on the Chris Hayes podcast I talked about earlier, where she uses the term baseless like 3 or 4 times, and is not challenged at all by Chris Hayes. I mean, it's really sad. If this was Trump and they had this much dirt on Trump, do you think they would let him make it through this interview alive?
Later.
They're claiming that I engaged in mortgage fraud. I will respond to these baseless allegations at the appropriate time and in the appropriate way, but I am 100% confident that it will not result in any criminal indictment or action against me, and that it is nothing more than a revenge tour, and that Donald Trump just ultimately got to the J's, and I was next.
So you hear that, guys? It's nothing more than just Donald Trump got to the J's. So he's just on this lawfare rampage, and he just finally got to the J's. This is the only reason that we're even having this conversation. Letitia James is totally innocent of all these accusations. You got to love it. And let's see if she gets challenged by Chris Hayes.
The key allegation, again, it sounds like you don't want to address them here, but I'm just going to put it out so people understand that.
Doesn't even make her address it. Doesn't even put any pressure on it. Just lets her skate right by with that BS answer.
A property that was owned in Virginia, a mortgage that you signed, if I'm not mistaken, for that property, that they say you falsely represented yourself as a resident of Virginia.
Do you guys see what he's doing? They say you falsely. He's doing the air quotes. He's bobbing up in his seat as though this is a bunch of BS. This is a supposed journalist with the rare opportunity to speak to a DA accused of mortgage fraud. A DA of one of the largest cities, if not the largest city in the country. She's being accused of mortgage fraud. He has her on his podcast. He's got the $1 million question, and he's just letting her skate right through the door. You know, you got to think that they probably set this up. And this boggles the mind to think that they sat down before this all came together and decided and rehearsed this thing exactly how this was going to go, because she doesn't even seem bothered. But let's keep going.
And that was essentially amounts to mortgage fraud since you're a resident of New York. What is your response to that?
It's baseless. Everybody knows I'm a resident of New York, specifically Brooklyn.
There it is. There's that word. It's baseless. Everybody knows. But did she deny it? Did she say that she did not commit this act? Not once does she say she didn't commit this act. She says it's baseless, and then she goes on to talk about what everybody knows. If this is her defense, you know, she's not going to have anything to stand on.
And again, we will respond at the appropriate time.
Oh my God. And look at the body language. I mean, look at it right now. Like, she's looking away. She's trying to think of something she can say. Even though she invited the conversation, she knew she was going to have to invite the conversation at some point. She didn't want Chris Hayes to do it. So she went ahead and made the first move and initiated the topic. And now look, even though she initiated, look at the worried expression on her face. I mean, for that matter, look at the worried look on his face. I mean, he looks sad about it. And he's supposed to be an objective journalist. And this is the criminal culture that holds America back. This is the reason for this channel is as a journalist A and politician B, and they just seem to be in some sort of weird dance as he tries to help her get out of this explanation. Let's watch some more.
In the appropriate way to these baseless allegations. And some media outlets like the Daily News over the weekend has indicated as much.
That's all you want to say?
That's all that I'm going to say.
Look at that. No follow-up, no clarification. And look at the silly grin on his face. Like, this was planned, guys. This was rehearsed. Now, he may not have known at the exact moment that she was going to bring it up, but believe you me, they knew full well that this exchange was going to take place and what the overall response was going to be. I mean, look at it. He's got this sly grin, and she's looking at him like, there, did I hit all the marks? I mean, this is the problem with our politics, guys. It's so disingenuous. And that's why we're going to expose it. You guys, tell me what you think about this in the comments. Am I over analyzing this? Is this something that you guys think that this is a fair interview, that the people are being given the interview they deserve from a politician who went after the current president at the time he was the former president, who went after him to the tune of $454 million for doing essentially the same thing she now stands accused of. Does this look like the type of interview? Is this your guys' bar that you have for what a good journalist does and for how an honest politician answers? I'll be really excited and anxious to see what you guys think in the comments, guys. But that's all I wanted to get you guys for now. Just wanted to touch base with y'all, show y'all some of the insane craziness going on with this case. Look forward to get even bigger, guys, because this isn't going away. She may think it is, and right now she's got her safe harbor going on these left-wing podcasts and TV shows, but she can't stay there forever, guys. So we're going to be on top of this story. Meanwhile, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, this is Kendall. This has been Crime and Culture, and I'll go ahead and see you guys on the next video. Talk to you soon.